Two just wrapped up its 10 episode season on Apple TV Plus. In season two of Platonic, once again, it stars Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne. Rose Byrne plays the character of Sylvia, who is now a full-time party planner, but is really at this point, the beginning of the season, planning out her best friend, played by Rogen, Will's for a wedding, which is taking place after he is married now to a very wealthy family. But there are some disagreements throughout the season, including the main relationship between Sylvia and her husband Charlie, once again played by Luke McFarlane, as Charlie is now questioning if his job that he's been working at as a lawyer is actually the job he's wanted to do his whole life, and if he wants a reset, while Sylvia's trying to understand if she could be the rock for the family and also be the provider as well. Also back from season one is Carla Gallo as Katie, and a couple of the new additions are former SNL cast members Beck Bennett, Edie Bryant, and Kyle Mooney. The season is, as I said, 10 episodes long. The shortest episode is 25 minutes, with the longest episode being 39 minutes. So my name is Max Tindenberg. Welcome back to Max Talks Movies. If you're new to the channel, guys, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I do movie, TV show reviews like these, out of theater reactions, movie franchise rankings, and I break down the box office every Monday. So please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new, comment down below. What are your thoughts on season two of Platonic? If you saw it, tell me, did you like it? Did you not like it? Would you want a season three? Or did my review right now get you to want to watch Platonic on Apple TV Plus? And also, guys, please hit the thumbs up button. So I covered this show back in season one, which was 2 years ago. And I thought it was a show that started off really strong. And I kind of thought they were kind of running out of ideas towards the final couple, 2 or 3 episodes of season one. So when I heard they got renewed, I wasn't like pumped. Again, I am someone who was a big fan of the first Neighbors film, which starred Rogen and Byrne, also directed by Nick Stoller, who is the showrunner and director for this show as well. And I basically watch, as you can tell on this channel, a lot of Seth Rogen things, but I can always watch Seth Rogen, Rose Byrne, and enjoy myself, even if the content isn't the greatest. So going to season two, I was excited to go back into the world, but I wasn't like, this is one of the most anticipated shows of the year. And I will say, I actually enjoyed season two of Platonic more than season one. And I think it kind of helped that it went in the opposite way, which is season one got off to such a strong start and kind of petered out as it was going along. Season two, I don't think starts off on the greatest note. The first 3 episodes, I didn't find as funny or as relatable as I thought. But once a big occurrence happens with the character of Will, the rest of the season, I think, gets increasingly better. And this is just such a sweet show where it is a great idea for a show that I can't believe it took this long to come up with, that you have these two platonic best friends who are so involved in everyone's life. And I think they made season one more about how everyone around them thinks they could be a couple and things of that nature. I kind of love that they dropped that element of it, where, yes, are people worried that they're too involved in each other's lives? Sure, but there's never a thought of any other characters, including new characters, that this is a couple. They are best friends, and both are kind of struggling in their own way. Will is trying to understand if this marriage is a good idea for him. Could he start his own bar? And then you have, and while he's kind of broke, living at Sylvia's house for the majority of the season, while Sylvia is in a position where she's finally working very much part-time, and now she's kind of be thrown into the spotlight because her father, sorry, not her father, her husband is thinking about quitting his job, which means she would have to step up her job game and make sure that not just is she being a mother 24/7, but also providing for the family while her husband figures things out. And I think these are very real, relatable, authentic issues many people go through in society. Maybe not with a friend, but individually. I think Sylvia is the most relatable character on the show, and Rose Byrne is so excellent in this series where you can understand when she has to blow up and kind of lose her mind. You can relate to she has to bite her lip on so many different people and plot points and just keep her emotions to herself. And there's times where you want Sylvia to kind of let it out on people, especially her husband. And I think Rose Byrne is such a unique actress who brings so much gravitas from a dramatic perspective, but also she's also widely known as such a great comedic actress. And I think people do take for granted how great she is as a serious actress, and she brings that in this show. Seth Rogen is always good. He also is going through a lot where he's broke, living with his friend's house, trying to figure things out. And if he can start this bar, but also while figure out his own stuff, still trying to be a somewhat supportive of Sylvia's career, helping her out as well. And I think another big improvement for me from season two to season one was I thought they manufactured and kind of made up reasons why Will and Sylvia have conflict in season one. It felt like they were on the same page, and out of the blue, they just had to be a conflict between the two of them. This season, I thought they led to a much nicer and authentic reasoning on why they would have a conflict. A lot of things were bubbling up in both of each other's lives, and it's okay to have boundaries. And I thought that theme of boundaries, but not, what boundaries truly mean, I think was a very fascinating plot point for the season. Carla Gallo, who I loved in the first two Neighbors films, didn't really get to stand out that much in season one, has plenty of standout moments in season two. And I thought out of the new additions, I really liked Beck Bennett in this season. He's in one episode. He plays a longtime friend of Will and Sylvia who comes in for a quick day in LA. And I thought that was also a very real situation where you have two very close friends bring a third person in there. They all have different ways of talking to each other, who's lying to who, that of that nature. So I really enjoyed Beck Bennett as well. But overall, this was just a really, not overall, but this was overall just a sweet show where it's very relatable. It's very funny, I think, every single week. And as someone who I have very close friends a lot of the time, and I found myself relating to a lot of the things, those are things I've seen other people in my life that I can relate to. So I enjoy the show. I love the two actors. I just like having a good time for 30 minutes a week. Is this the greatest show on television? No. As I said, I thought the show got off to, in my opinion, a pretty rough start in the first three episodes where it's really about this arc with Will's wedding. And I found it to be the most uninteresting plot point of the whole show. I found it to be the least funny part of the show. And I thought Sylvia felt very much in the background where she's just trying to fit her way in as the party planner for this wedding. And it made her family feel very secondary, Will's fans feel very secondary. And it felt a lot more made up things than actual realistic situations. So it took me a bit to get into season two of Platonic, but it ended very strong. So I think also some of the new SNL, like A.D. Bryant's character, I found very annoying. Not her, the person, just the character, extremely annoying. Cal Mooney's bit with the company that Will worked for, didn't find that funny as well. So there were some elements that didn't really work for me, but overall, I thought this was a very strong season, much better than season one, and I actually really won a third season of Platonic. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I am going to go 76% for Platonic season two. What are your thoughts on the show? Let me know down in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.